Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Warm-ups wrapping up here. Players starting to get off the ice. Minute 20 seconds left to play, and warm-ups testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. We welcome you into Lockport, Illinois Summit Ice Center for this USPHL Premier Midwest Division matchup between your Chicago T-Rex and the visiting Metro Jets developmental program, the MJDP. The T-Rex come into play today with a 2-7 record. That's 5th in the Midwest. Meanwhile, the MJDP are 6-7-1, sitting in 2nd place in the Midwest Division. However, things are changing for the Chicago T-Rex. A couple of new players in their roster that are coming over from the Minnesota Outlaws. Thomas Mina, Fernando Zagara, Marco Ullman, Cole Burserford, and Alex Vasyukov, all making their Chicago T-Rex debuts tonight. These two teams met once before, just a couple of weeks ago, and it was a back-and-forth affair, a bit of a shootout, if you will. 6-5 was the final. MJDP was able to pull out the winner, but that wasn't for a lack of nerves towards the end of the game. They had to score 4 straight at the end of the game in order to win that hockey game. So T-Rex had it in the palm of their hands and took their foot off the gas pedal just a little bit and gave the MJDP the victory. We'll send it downstairs for starting lineups and national anthem.
Starting lineups for this evening game begin with Metro. In goal, number 70, Arnaud Parody. On defense, number 23, Cameron Schaefer. On defense, number 93, Daniel Luska. At center, number 17, Landon Graham. At left wing, number 67, Brady Smith. And at right wing, number 92, Thomas LeBlanc. The general manager of Metro Jets is Justin Glenville. The head coach is Jake Howie. The associate coach is Jamie Lovell. Assistant coach, Danny Vanderman. Goaltending coach, Randy Wilson. And the equipment manager is Paulie Sheridan. Now let's meet the starting lineups for your Chicago T-Rex. In goal, number 30, Austin Sene. On defense, number 98, Alexander Dwyer. Defense number 55, Fernando Zagara. At center, number 77, Sean Sinclair. At left wing, number 97, Alexander Vasilikov. And at right wing, number 11, Thomas Dina. The GM and head coach of your Chicago T-Rex is Danny Randall. Assistant coach is Pavel Kusevich. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise as you are able and kindly move all hands as we honor America and the men and women serving our country at home and overseas. And join me so with Andy Stores in the singing of the Stars and oh, can you see by the dawn's early rise what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous line o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets quiver, the lovebirds singing. That our flag was still there. Oh, say our spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Always such a good job done by Andy Storrs, our public address announcer. Let's get those starting lineups for you for the visiting MJDP. In goal, Arnaud Paredes. He is 2-4-1 with a 311 goals against and an 899 save percentage on the year. Is Parody. He has not played against the T-Rex. His last game was a 3-1 loss back on the 9th to the Crush. He made 32 saves on 33 shots. His defense in front of him, Cameron Schaefer, paired up with Daniel Luska, who got a big round of applause from Wheeling, Illinois. He's got a lot of fans here, a lot of family. And up front, Landon Graham is going to center Grady Smith and Thomas LeBlanc. For your Chicago T-Rex, Austin Sine in between the pipes. Fernando Zagara and Alex Dwyer on defense. And up front, Sean Sinclair is going to center the line between Thomas Mina and Alex Vasyukov. And we are underway at the Summit Ice Center. Smith has it. He'll chip it in deep. Bank pass, or a bank shot, I should say, from below the goal line. Gets caught up at the side of the net. And Sine will get a whistle just 15 seconds into the hockey game. Face off to the right of Sine. On the draw, comes right out towards the slack. Grady Smith with a wrist shot. Not sure if Sine got a piece of it or not, but it bounced up over the net and cleared out by the T-Rex. Vasyukov will throw it back to his defenseman Zagara. Couldn't really get the ears on it. Now Thomas Mina. His cross-ice pass was intended for Vasyukov. He had to double back to go and get it, and he'll send it out to the neutral zone. Lays there out at center ice, but Durka has it. He'll drop it off for Gamelin. He's bodied along the wall as Fernando Zagara is all over him. Gamelin will come out to the blue line for Luska. His wrist shot, blocker save. Rebound comes to the corner. Pulled free, Noah Bedurkin behind, backhand feed, blind backhand pass to Benavides there on the near post, but Benavides unable to put that one home. At the blue line, Luska is able to keep it alive. Clovis Gamelin will wrap it down deep. After it there is Benavides. He loses the race of the puck, and it's cleared out of there by the T-Rex, who can finally get a line change. It was nearly a 2-minute shift for that line, and still stuck out there is Fernando Zagara. Now skating out to the neutral zone is Sam Harper. He'll drop it off for Moscovin. His shot towards the net was blocked, and back the other way comes Benavides on the backhand. Couldn't get a good shot off as it rolled off the end of his blade. Now Ilya Moscovin. Cross-ice pass. Ends up to the Metro Jets and chipped out to the neutral zone. Prowl off the wall. Gets a little help from Harper to deflect that in deep. Gongol in on forecheck. Pops free to the opposite side. Out to the blue line it goes. Logan Krall's wrist shot didn't make it through, and back the other way they come. Liam Smith had Krall coming in on him and was able to evade the check just in time. Turns over the puck, however. Moscovin dangling his way through a couple of checks, ended up losing it at the last moment, rolls it on goal, and the goaltender, Parody, will grab onto that. 17:24 to go in the first. First offensive zone faceoff for the T-Rex. Off the draw. Gets kicked to the corner. Bounce out towards the neutral zone where Liam Smith will move it along. Brackets, cross-ice pass, deflected and taken away by Alex Dwyer. He was stopped up at the blue line. Gets a little bit of help, however, from Tegan Gardner. He'll dump it in, but the T-Rex were offside, so we will get a face-off coming back to the neutral zone. Play a little touch and go here to start out in first 3 minutes or so. Your officials for today's game, the referee is James Kenny, and your two linesmen are Josh Kinney and Ed Vulgrich. Paulius Ucienis, the former Chicago Cougar, now out in Michigan. He'll move this one forward. Was hoping to get Rabone, but Rabone zigged when he should have zagged. Those guys a little out of sync, and it turns into an icing. Face-off coming all the way back into the MJDP zone. T-Rex get a set of fresh legs out on the ice. And on the face-off is Sean Sinclair. He'll go up against Benjamin McLean. McLean will win that back. Wrapped around the wall. LaFleur, ex-LaFleur, as he asked me to call him before the game, so I will grant his wishes. He was able to keep that play alive. Now Curto gets behind LaFleur. LaFleur after him. Nice job, able to swipe that off his stick. Ended up going right to one of the MetroJets players on the opposite side, who got a shot on goal, and it was kicked out of there by Sine. Now LaFleur in his own end played that off of a hand pass by Zagara. And we'll get a whistle and a defensive zone draw for the T-Rex. Nearly 4 minutes gone here in the first period. We are scoreless. And the elite teams played just before this. MetroJets pulling out the 5-2 victory. There's Luska's long shot from the blue line that got blocked on its way through. LaFleur got in the way, didn't realize it was right in his paraphernalia, and he looks like he's laboring just a little bit. Might have caught that on the inside of the knee. So he's really having trouble putting weight on that right leg. But Austin Sine doing a nice job in net of tracking that puck and making sure that he gets a whistle and can help his guy get off the ice and maybe take a shift or two to walk it off. Luska at the blue line, got it knocked away from him, and back the other way they come. Here's a wrist shot. Patsy made the rebound for Gongo. They score! Jason Gongo going towards the net. The first shot came off the stick of Ilya Moscovin. It was booted out by the goaltender Parody. Laid loose for Jason Gongo, who was driving the goal. I'm not sure if this was booted in off his foot or not, but the call on the ice was a good goal. The officials are going to huddle up and talk about it, make sure everybody is on the same page, but tentatively, Jason Gongo has just picked up his 12th goal of the year, his 8th with the T-Rex. And it is going to be a good goal. Well, the play all started in the T-Rex defensive zone. A beautiful play by Moskvin, who was able to chip around the check at the blue line. Luska was caught a little bit flat-footed. Ended up turning into a 2-on-1, and a very smart shot by Moskvin. Ended up going off the far pad that kicked the rebound right out to the slot where Gongo was driving down the lane, and he was able to quote-unquote boot that one home, and it is a 1-0 lead for the T-Rex. So the T-Rex, who opened the scoring in the elite game earlier today, do the same thing in the premier hockey game as Gongo's alone out in the slot. That pass reached him, but was knocked away from him as he was about to let it go. Comes out to the blue line. They go D to D. Logan Kralsrisser was sent wide. Now Luska will send it up the wall for Smith, and he'll exit out to center ice. Gongo had a very big game against the MJDP a couple of weeks ago. Had 4 assists in that hockey game, and he picks up right where he left off, and he's been hot. 3 goals and 10 assists in his last 5 games for Jason Gongo, not including that last one. Now Gongo's got it again in the corner. Will bank it towards the net. It was stuck in the referee's skates. Clearing attempt held in by the T-Rex. Backhand pass out towards the slot, intercepted, and Alex Fournier will move it up ahead. Grady Smith cuts in over the line. Has Sam Harper all over him, not making life very easy. And the T-Rex will take it away. Cleared back through the neutral zone and chipped into the MJDP territory. Good battle in behind the net, and Marco Ullman stripping the puck away a couple of times. Finally bounces out towards the slot. Jets are able to finally walk this one out to center ice. Pass up ahead, intercepted. And Fernando Zagara will wrap it around. On the far wall, Spencer Stanhope will kick it up ahead. Gamelin will drop it off for Badurka. Possible 3-on-2 forming. Gamelin, his pass towards the front, but completely tied up there was Benavides. That was a shot pass intended for the stick of Benavides, and it never hit him. Now here's Paraquive dropping it off. A wrist shot from Allman deflects off of his stick and out of play. I'm not sure if Paraquive realized he had an odd man break there. Either that or he was at the end of a shift and completely gassed, but was able to drop that off for Allman. Allman let one rip, and it deflected off of his stick and into the atmosphere. 13:36 to play in the first period. T-Rex hold a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal by Jason Gongol. Blake Brackett for the MJDP will come out to the neutral zone. He'll chip it around a check. Nice job by Ex-LaFleur coming back out after getting injured a shift or two ago. Throws a hip check into his man. Now below the goal line, Vasyukov will kick it up the wall. Pops free back onto the stick of Liam Smith. To the near side, Brackett lost control of the puck as he walked towards the middle. And taken on by Sinclair. He'll wrap it around the wall and gets a little help from Vasyukov, who was on the seat of his pants to get it out to center ice. Kobayashi braces for a hit. Gets it right back. Has it knocked away from him, and out to center ice comes Kroll. Cross ice feed for Vasyukov over the line. He's able to get around one check and get below the goal line. Pass out towards the slot. Good stick there from Parody to knock that one away and out to the neutral zone. That pass was intended for Thomas Mina, who was coming right down the middle. And he would have had a really nice opportunity from just about the bottom of the circle as we get an icing call on the T-Rex with 12:21 left to play in the first. 1-0 T-Rex. Draw will come all the way back to the T-Rex zone and off to the left-hand side of goaltender Austin Sine. Apologize to Mr. Sine. I would love to have some more stats on him, but the website is a little funkified. Did not have any goalie stats for him, Mr. Sine. Here's Gongol coming back the other way. Is able to escape the check of Luska, take a bad angle shot that hits the side of the goal. And the Jets will chip out to the blue line. Good pinch to keep that play alive by Dwyer. Pass out in front from Gongol was intended for Moskvin, but it deflected just over his stick. Now cleared to Curto. His clearing attempt held in at the blue line for a brief moment by Zagara, and finally packed out to the neutral zone. Taken on here by Dwyer. Had to roll off the end of his twig. And the Jets back the other way. Maybe a 3-on-1 if they can make it work, but Curto had that bounce off his skate and couldn't regain control of it. Now in the T-Rex zone, they'll clear it out to center ice. Luska stepping up to take Moskvin out of the play. Gongol back the other direction. Has it at the bottom of the circle. Looking for the man driving down the lane. Couldn't get it to him. Comes back to Gongol and behind the net as he battles with Luska. Gongol dropping this off. Harper back down low for Gongol. He's got a man in front. Deflects on goal, and a good save made by Parody. I don't believe that ended up making it to Ilya Moskvin. I think that might have hit the defenseman in front who was covering Moskvin and accidentally pushed that in on his own goaltender. So good on Arnaud Parody to make sure he was on top of it and aware. There's Alex Fournier behind his own net. Off the face-off, clearing attempt does not go. T-Rex doing a really nice job of making life difficult for the MJDP to try to get out of their own end. The Jets really not finding many opportunities, as you see right here. They'll have to double back. This clearing attempt goes off the stick of Allman, who keeps the play alive. They battle for it along the far wall. Now to Piraquive, his wrist shot deflects off of a leg to the corner. Lafleur up in the play. Trying to pin the Jets down in their own zone, and finally they'll float it out to the neutral zone where Lafleur controls. He's got Smith all over him. Piraquive will bounce this off the wall and out to the neutral zone. As we've reached the halfway point of the first period, it's 1-0 in favor of the T-Rex. Jared LeGros trying to change that, will drop it off. There's a wrist shot from Graham that goes off the side of the goal, bounces up in the air. Pops free towards the crease, they score! Found its way to Grady Smith, right at the top of the crease, and I don't believe Austin Sine had realized the puck had made its way there. He was still searching for the puck in behind the net, and Smith was able to roll that one home just in time before Sine could figure out that was behind him. And we have a tie hockey game at 1 for Smith. That is his second goal of the season. This one jumps up into the air, kept alive by Dwyer. He'll send it into an open corner. Wrapped around the wall to the opposite side, and the Jets will exit their zone but not get very far. They were stopped up there right at the blue line by Sean Sinclair. Finally, Bederka. Nice move around. One check will walk in and wire a wrist shot that deflects up off the glass and wraps around out to the neutral zone. Back for Bederka. Good pass from Gamelin. Bederka for Benavides, but that was a little too hot and out of his reach. Couldn't do much with it. T-Rex will clear. Dwyer and Benavides. Dwyer wins that battle. They'll hack it out to center ice. Bederka will come right back in. Offsides are the Metro Jets. We'll set up for a neutral zone face-off. T-Rex will get a full line change. Dumped in by the Jets off the draw. Set up by Sine behind his own net. Dwyer trying to spin away from a check. He's able to do so one time, but Benavides was all over him. Clearing attempt held in by Gamelin. He walks in down for Benavides. Good save by Sine. Benavides didn't get all of the shot, but Sine read that pass beautifully and was right there the whole time. Here's a pass up ahead for Gongol. Gongol will pull up in the slot, drop it off. A wrist shot and a good save. Arnaud Parody reading it down at the other end. Good pass across there from J.J. Gongol to find Moskvin wide open. He let a wrister go. And Arnaud Parody is able to answer the big save from Sine down at the other end. Cameron Schaefer will wrap this around the wall, held in at the blue line by Zagara. Bouncing puck gets sent through the neutral zone and down, and this will be icing as Lafleur will win that race. Draw coming all the way back to the Jet zone with 8:03 left to play in the first. Face off on the opposite side now, so Harper will come in for the draw, and Gongol will go on the wall. Picked up by the Jets on the face-off. Cross-ice pass gets deflected out to the neutral zone. Lafleur after it there. Still looks like he's skating with a little bit of a limp. Might still be battling through that injury. Harper pulls up, will drop it back at the blue line. Moskvin will wrap it around. Taken away by the Jets and out to center ice. Kobayashi was hanging out there in the neutral zone trying to get behind the D. Nearly did. T-Rex were able to come back. Got to be careful here, make sure he's completely off the ice on that line change. Otherwise, it would have been too many men. Gongol stood up at the blue line. Good check there by Paulus Ucienis to step up on Gongol and not allow him entry into the zone. Wrist shot here from Schaefer. Gets gobbled up and held by Sine. Not very easy to get a good lick on Jason Gongol. And Paulus Eusebius, really good read there at the blue line. Got a really good check on Gongol. There's Marco Ullman coming back the other way. He's rubbed off along the wall there by Fournier. Still was able to get the puck in deep, however. Wrist shot from the wall here. Puck is free. Chip towards the goal. Up over the net. A battle for it along the far wall. Ullman kicking it out towards the blue line. Taken by the Metro Jets. McLean around the check towards the slot. Bouncing puck got sent wide of the net. Rebound. Bounces in behind. Cleared up the wall. Deluska at the point. He'll come D to D. Long wrister here from Fournier. Never made it through. Pass from Curto out towards the slot. Was blocked away by a good stick from Sine. And the T-Rex will send it through the neutral zone and out. Daniel Luska from behind his own net. We'll send this up ahead for Curto. Curto has some space. We'll drop it off. Graham looking for the late man, which was Aiden Rabone. That was taken away by the T-Rex. Luska will start the rush. Here's Rabone. Was taken out of the play there by Kral. Was looking for a penalty. Did not end up getting one. Rabone then throws a check on Mina. Picked up now Landon Graham. Around a check. Has the puck here at the near circle. Will come out to the blue line and jumped over the stick of Stanhope and out to the neutral zone. His only option is to dump and chase. At the blue line, long wrister from Maurizio Boskovic. Sails into the glove of Austin Sine. He'll settle things down with 5:20 left to play and a tied first period. Unofficial shots as of right now are 8-6 in favor of the Jets. Badurka on the faceoff will try to wrap this one around behind the net, but getting in the way of that was big Fernando Zagara. Now Gamelin's wrist shot never made it through. Picked up by Vasyukov. He'll move it over for Sinclair. Sinclair across Mina. Was stepped up on along the wall. And the puck squirts out to center ice. Held up along that far wall there. Mina trying to hack at it. Finally gets sent into the T-Rex end. Zagara had a little trouble with it, couldn't clear. Benavides lost control of the puck right in the slot, lays there in a couple of feet. Finally onto the stick of Jean Sinclair. He'll wrap it around the wall and it safely gets out to the neutral zone. Sinclair in his own end. Look out, nearly lost an edge. Threw it up the wall. Benavides takes a hit, but still able to take the puck away. Goes out to the blue line. Eusebius was looking for his defensive partner, but nobody home. That long lead pass was hoping to hit Jason Gongol at the blue line for a breakaway, but that was intercepted. Now LeBlanc in his first shot stopped. The rebound followed up by Benjamin McLean. Or excuse me, that was Grady Smith driving the net. He was denied, and the puck bounces up in the air. Austin Sine will grab that and hang on. Puck bouncing around a little bit here in the last couple of minutes. No team really able to get full control of it and settle that thing down. So a smart play by Sine to just grab it, get a whistle, and live to fight another day. Eusebius, a wrist shot from the blue line. Sails wide. Gongol will backhand it out to the neutral zone. One-handed up by Moskvin into MJDP hands. Gongol, the cross-ice pass goes right onto the tape of Logan Kral. He's got a man breaking toward the net. That was Moskvin. but it rolled underneath his stick. Gongo throwing the body in the corner. We get a bit of a scrum. Gongo on the forecheck, able to take the puck away. We'll go out to the blue line for Crawl. That rolled just underneath the stick and taken away. Here comes Jarrett LeGros. Got one man to beat. It's X-LaFleur. He goes to the backhand. What a save on the right pad of Austin Sine. Awesome move there by Jarrett LeGros to get around the defender of X-LaFleur, and he was in on net, couldn't get any elevation. Austin Sine in the full splits denied. Here's a pass out towards the slot that gets deflected to Chris Kobayashi, who's back the other way. Kobayashi's got some space. Has a man with him in Smith. The pass for Liam Smith didn't connect. And back comes Gongo out to center ice around a check. 2-on-1 back. He's got Piraquive. Gongo. Piraquive was stopped up there in the slot, and that pass was a little too hot to handle. Things opening up here. 2-on-1 for the MJDP. Kobayashi stepped up on. Rebound pops free into the pads of Austin Sine, who's got to pinch that together and hang on. A little bit like 3-on-3 overtime there as we had odd man break after odd man break, but no team able to find the back of the net. We stay tied at 1. Draw to the left of Sine. New center coming in for the T-Rex is Allman. Jets will win this face-off. They've got control of it along the far wall. Liam Smith spinning away from a check. Will drop it off. Brackett pass out in front, deflected on its way towards the net. Don't know if it ever made it through or not, but it's cleared out of there by the T-Rex. Out of trouble. Dwyer will go D to D. Segara up the wall. Intercepted by Liam Smith. Just offside was Kobayashi. He was unable to get back over that blue line. And we'll get a whistle stopping play with 1:46 left to play here in period 1. Off the face-off, the MJDP will control. Pass was intercepted by Tegan Gardner, and he'll backhand it in. Gardner has it. Tried to get it toward the slot, didn't make it there. Picked up by Alex Fournier. He'll wrap it around the wall. Held in at the blue line by Fernando Zagara, who's done a nice job a couple times at the offensive zone blue line, keeping that play alive. And dumped in by Dwyer. Bounces off the wall towards the front of the net. Parody, being careful, will grab that with 1:14 left to play. And the T-Rex with an offensive zone face-off. They'll send out the forward unit of Thomas Mina, Sean Sinclair, and Alex Vasyukov. Defense are the same. Wrapped around the wall and bounces out to the neutral zone. X-LaFleur after it. Able to chop at that, but gets deflected out of play, so we'll get another whistle with 1:04 on the clock. Draw will come at the neutral zone face-off dot. T-Rex control off the draw as we hit the final minute of play. Fernando Zagara hits the red line. He'll dump it in. Parody will stop it in behind. We'll throw it around the wall. Fournier has to go back the other direction. Good forecheck here by the T-Rex. Once again, not allowing the Jets to easily get out of their own end. Long wrister from the blue line. Sails wide. Zagara goes cross ice. Vasyukov there to pick it up. At the blue line, Vasyukov overskates and it comes out to the neutral zone. Taken away. Possible break here for Rabone. He's got men all over him, though, has nowhere to move. And ends up spinning back out to center ice. Zagara will come D to D. LaFleur out to the neutral zone. Couldn't get it much further than the red line. Gets sent back in by the MJDP. And the first period will come to a close. So a very even first period. Shots are 10-6 after one in favor of the MJDP. Each team getting one goal. Opening up was Jason Gongol on a 2-on-1 break. Shot off the pads from Ilya Moskovin. Ended up popping right to Gongol, driving the net. Either deflected off of his stick or off of his skate and into the goal. And just past the halfway point of the period, Grady Smith was able to tie things up with his second goal of the year. We are through one, and we're tied at one. We'll be back with the second period of play right after this. You are watching Chicago T-Rex Hockey on Black Bear TV. Welcome back to the Summit Ice Center here in Lockport, Illinois. We are tied 1-1 through 20 minutes of play. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, there are 5 new faces that are dressed for this hockey game for the Chicago T-Rex. Thomas Mina, Marco Ullman, Fernando Zagara, Cole Burserford, and Alex Vasukov. All getting their first looks in a Chicago T-Rex jersey, and gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with those 5. Bit of a shake-up, and obviously with your first game on a new team, you want to play well, but there's going to be some nerves involved in that also. And all 5 of them, through that first 20 minutes of play, playing very, very well. Shots officially closed in that first period, 10-6 in favor of the Metro Jets. So after the T-Rex did a nice job to open up the period, hemming the MJDP in their own end, Metro Jets were finally able to find a way to get out to the neutral zone and break into the T-Rex side of the ice and get some opportunities, as here's a bouncing puck out towards the slot, cleared out of there by the Jets, sent out to the neutral zone, sent right back in. Parody will knock that down and reel it in as Gongol was waiting for that puck to pop free once more. So we're going to whistle just 17 seconds into the second period. Gongol on the draw up against Landon Graham. Gongol tried to push that forward and chase after it. Ended up going right to the stick of Daniel Luska at the side of the net. There's a wrist shot that gets blocked on its way through. Sam Harper let that one go. He's got it again in behind. Evades a check, pops free. And LeBlanc unable to get that one out. Here's Gongol in behind, pass out towards the slot, taken away and cleared to the wall. Gongol in the corner, pass out towards the slot, nobody home, and LaFleur unable to keep that play alive as he was all the way at the far point. Was unable to get to the middle to keep that puck in. Kral tied up in the corner with LeBlanc. Brady Smith able to pull it free out of the scrum, takes a huge hit from Harper, whose clearing attempt ended up coming right back into the zone, bounces around there in the slot, cleared away by the T-Rex. Brady Smith keeps the play alive for a brief moment before it gets chopped out to the neutral zone. Logan Kral will send it cross ice for Zagara. His snapshot ends up into the chest of Parody, and we'll get another whistle with 18:33. Face-off won by the Jets. Benavides, clearing attempt, is held in at the blue line by Gardner. His wrist shot was blocked. Comes to the stick of Ullman. His pass to Gardner. His stick was lifted. And the Metro Jets will flip it through the neutral zone. Benavides tried to kick that one to his stick. Missed him, but Gamelin carries on. Drop pass right to Paraquive. He'll take it and send it back into the Jet zone. All the way down for an icing. Jets electing to go for a wholesale line change. Get all fresh legs out on the ice. Kobayashi on the draw here up against Thomas Mina. Or pardon me, that's Tegan Gardner. Draw one by the Jets coming out to the blue line. Long wrister never made it through. Comes back out to the point. Lejbikov is able to find it to the wall. Brackett back to Lejbikov at the blue line. He'll walk towards the middle and send one on goal. Ends up going up over the net. Allman will wrap it around to the far side. Puriquive could not clear that puck out. Ends up into the skates of Blake Brackett. Now Lejbikoff at the blue line. We'll push it down for Liam Smith. Cleared out by the T-Rex. This one will bounce on goal, so icing is waved off. T-Rex can get a line change. That long pass misses. This one will be an icing. Now we'll get a face-off all the way on the opposite end of the rink in the MJDP zone. Face off to the left-hand side of goaltender Arnaud Paradis. Kobayashi on the draw here against Sinclair. It's one to Lejbikoff. He'll wrap it around the wall and poked out to the neutral zone. Possible 2-on-1 here. Brackett with Kobayashi. Brackett the wrist shot. Good pad save made. The rebound lays loose there in the slot. Picked up by Xavier Lafleur. Ex-Lafleur. He'll hit the red line. He'll dump it in. That play was oddly similar to the way that the T-Rex scored their goal. Shot to the far pad, but this one wasn't towards the toe of the goaltender. It was at his knee, so that rebound ended up coming not necessarily towards the slot, but right back where it came from. Brackett in behind the net. His pass out towards the slot. Off the goalpost. Oh, Liam Smith had that on his stick for maybe half a second and rifled it off the pipe. Mina comes off the wall and out to the neutral zone. Ex-Lafleur in his own end. Will hang on to it. Breakout pass off of the stick of Sean Sinclair. He overskates there in the neutral zone. Taken right back by Alex Dwyer. Dwyer's been feisty today as there's a wrist shot that gets blocked on its way through. Turnaround try from McLean. That gets blocked by Vasyukov. Laying the body. Shot from the blue line. Lafleur has that up towards his shoulders, trying to knock it down towards the ground. Now in behind the net, it's Fournier. Has rebound down low. Has him there, pass out in front. McLean, good save made. Austin Sine on that tic-tac-toe passing play. Found the man right in the bumper spot. And Sine able to gobble it up. 15:32 to play in period 2. We stay tied at 1. A lot in thanks to Austin Sine. The referee and James Kenny and Josh Kinney having a conversation. Not entirely sure what that was about. Might have been, hey, your last name's pretty close to mine. There's Fournier's cross-ice pass was intercepted. Gongo's gone. Gongo from the blue line in to the backhand. Pass it across. Oh, didn't get the shot away. He had a man driving with him. It might have been Sean Sinclair. No, that's 27, pardon me. That's Moskvin jumping into the play, and instead of getting the shot off, Gongo elected to pass it. Here's Smith coming in, ripping one on goal, and Sine gobbles that up. Grady Smith unleashing a rifle there, and Sine equal to the task. Boy, a guy who's as hot right now as Jason Gongo, a breakaway from the blue line in. I thought for sure he was going to let that shot fly, but he realized he had some help coming up behind him in Moskvin. Elected to drop that off to him, but Moskvin couldn't finish it. Dwyer's cross-ice pass for Puriquive out of his reach, but Puriquive with good hustle is able to negate the icing. Fournier will wrap it around for the Jets, and it gets pushed out to the neutral zone. Tossed right back in, Allman. Jarrett LeGros behind his own net, or pardon me, Daniel Luska. He's harassed from behind by Allman, who takes it on the turnover. A wrist shot gets blockered away. Another try here from the near circle by Gardner. Sails wide. And LeGros cannot clear. Gardner keeps it alive. This one rolls on goal. Parody able to knock it away. Once again, the T-Rex showing on their forecheck. They are not going to allow a lot of space here for the Metro Jets, who are now guilty of icing. And they're hemming them in their own zone, causing them to turn the puck over, and most importantly, turn the puck over towards the middle of the ice, which is not where you want to be turning that puck over. Once again, as he does on that forehand side, pass out towards the slot, didn't connect. Long wrister bounces at the side of the net. Gongo trying to bat that one home from in behind. They've got their sticks raised, and it's called no goal on the ice. Referee James Kenny right there on the goal line waved it away immediately. What a play that was by Gongo, though, at the side of the net. That puck was going about 2 feet wide. He was able to knock it down with his foot and hack at it in midair and knock it towards the net, and Parody did a really nice job of sealing off that post. Jets off the draw are able to get it out to the neutral zone. It's Noah Badurka on the rush. Badurka, his shot was stopped. The rebound lays loose there in the slot and knocked away by Sine. Bit of an odd rebound there, and Sine was kind of caught in between as to whether or not to come out and play that puck or just leave it there, and he decided to leave it. Here's a turnover to Badurka in the high slot. A wrist shot goes off the side of the head of the goaltender Sine and out of play. Well, Noah Badurka with 2 grade A chances here in the last 30 seconds. Cannot beat Sine. Off the draw. Controlled by the Jets, who have been the superior team in the face-off circle today. That long shot from Stanhope was seen by Sine, and he'll reel that one back in. Face-off will now come to the opposite circle. Off the face-off, got stuck in the skates of Sinclair. Bounces up in the air, rolls in on net. And once again, we'll get a whistle and another face-off coming up. This time off the face-off, coming to help out immediately was Vasukov. Held in at the blue line by Stanhope for a brief moment. Taken away by Benavides there on the far side. Mina right back, clearing attempt, didn't go. Crawl in the corner. Had his stick lifted by Gamelin, who comes away with it. Gamelin going out towards the blue line. He's well checked. And Badurka leaving it for Gamelin at the circles. Got some space towards the middle, will make it there. His turnaround shot sails wide. Now finally settled down by Sean Sinclair. He clears it out to the blue line. Stanhope will send it right back in, though. Ex-LaFleur. Cross-ice pass was a little out of the reach of Vasukov. And now, just as the T-Rex were doing to the Metro Jets a couple of shifts before, they're having some trouble getting out of their own end. This one sails out of play, and because they sent it out of play without touching anything, there are no line changes. Danny Randall, the head coach for the Chicago T-Rex, talking to Alex Vasukov. He's telling him to stretch off this face-off here, trying to push those defensemen back for the Metro Jets as this pass deflects out to the neutral zone. Veleznikov is there. And drop it off the wall. Kobayashi. He'll pick it up and take his own bounce pass. Gets to the goal. Glove save and a beauty. Austin Sine. Boy, a hot bounce off the wall. And Chris Kobayashi was able to pick up his own pass and drive in on net. He had some hot wheels going into the slot. Let a wrist shot go, and Austin Sine with the left hand snap that out of the air with exactly 12 minutes to go in the second period. Clearing attempt held in at the blue line. Not once, but twice. Rolls in on goal, and once again, Sine will elect to calm things down. Momentum certainly shifted here to the Metro Jets bench. T-Rex having some trouble getting out of their own end, almost in a survive and advance kind of mentality right now as they finally are able to get out to the neutral zone. Allman overskates, ends up coming back to the Metro. His own net. UCNS comes up the wall, goes right to the stick of Zagara. He'll rifle it back in. Now the Jets out to center ice. Blake Brackett over the blue line will pull up, get to the far circle, and let one go. That's kicked away by Sine. Rebound comes out to Bursarford. He could not clear, rolls it on goal, and Sine once again getting a whistle, allowing his team to get a line change. Nearing the halfway point here of the second period. Shots here in period two, certainly one-sided. Unofficially 13-2 in favor of the Metro Jets. They'll win this face-off clean. Schafter at the blue line. Or excuse me, Schaefer, pardon me. He'll go D-to-D. Long wrist shot there was knocked away. And out to center ice they come. Here comes Harper trying to split the defense. But nice shot by Luska to come over. Had it stripped and then taken right back again by Luska, who's then knocked to the ice. Gongol takes over, pass out towards the slot. Ends up coming on net. Parody covered it long enough for a whistle. Boy, it was a bit of a give and take and give and take and give and take there behind the net for about a 5-second span. Eventually went the way of the T-Rex, who once again hard on their forecheck. Got a chance right in front of the goal. There's Schaefer out to center ice. Held onto it a little too long, and Curto had to tag back up again. Dwyer, bank pass for Gongo. He's got a man driving to the net. Couldn't get it to Moskvin, who was driving toward the goal. That puck was rolling on Gongol. Now in the slot, Harper's turnaround shot save made. Rebound! Oh, brilliant second stop by Parody. Second try there was from Ilya Moskvin, who was waiting to power that one home. Couldn't get any elevation on it, however. Now from the side of the net, Rabone trying to hammer that one home. Pops free towards the slot. There's a wrister. Good job blocking. Getting in the lane there was Alex Dwyer. I think I mentioned it before. Dwyer has been pesky in today's hockey game. Certainly gives way as far as size is concerned, but he does not let that stop him. He has been all over the ice, and he's been playing really well for the T-Rex today. Bounce pass going all the way down. Gongol on the race for the puck. Able to negate icing. Pass towards the middle. He had Mina there, but the pass was behind him. And the Jets will clear out to the neutral zone. Grady Smith, the goal scorer for the Jets, will drop it for LeBlanc. His wrister stopped by Sine, who gobbles it up. 9:08 to go in period two. Face-off going to go to the left-hand side of Austin Sine. Fournier has it at the blue line. Will hold on to it, walk towards the middle. Trying to get a crowd in front. Let a wrist shot go. That sails wide on the blocker side. LeBlanc in behind the net as a man out in front. Good job, Sine, with the paddle of the stick. Read that pass all the way. Fournier keeps it in at the blue line while falling. Gets a shot towards the goal that was blocked. And now Sinclair starts out to center ice. Around Fournier. Nice move inside, outside to the net. A good stop required by Parody. Smith will chip it up the wall and out to the neutral zone. LeGros 2-on-1 with LeBlanc. LeBlanc all alone to the backhand. Big save made by Sine. Once again, fully outstretched with the right pad. Austin Sine, sensational. Austin Sine has single-handedly kept his team in this hockey game in the second period. Long wrist shot from the blue line deflects off of Ullman into the air and into the glove of Sine. That'll be probably the easiest save he makes all night. Acting like a right fielder getting underneath that pop fly. Face off, one back to the blue line. Stanhope, his wrist shot, or Stanhope, excuse me, his wrist shot was blocked. Sent all the way down by the T-Rex. Lechbikoff behind his own net. Evades one check. Whiffs on the pass, ends up turning it over to Ullman. His turnaround shot goes into the glove of Parody in an offensive zone draw coming for the T-Rex. Draw to the right-hand side of goaltender Parody. Tied up on the draw, popped free. Ullman tried a wrist shot that never made it through. Out to center ice, Benavides has it swiped off his stick and well out of play. We'll get another whistle. On the draw, Harper able to beat Badurka. Sent all the way down and on goal. Paulus Ucienis. Long feed up ahead for Gamelin. Bounces just in over the blue line. Now Gongol here on the near side. We'll wait for the play to develop. Cross ice feed was whiffed on. Benvenides back the other way. Was stopped up. And here comes Moskvin. Moskvin with the head of steam cutting toward the net. Big save, and it gets behind the goaltender on the goal line and swiped out. Oh, Parody didn't realize it was behind him, had no idea where it was, and his defense came to save the day. Here's Badurka dropping it for Gamelin. Gamelin across. There's a one-time pass from Benavides to Badurka. He couldn't get any wood on it. Clearing attempt held in by Fournier. Gongol hanging out in the neutral zone, trying to get behind everybody. Out to the neutral zone, it's Harper. He'll drop it off for Kral. Kral for Vasukov. Back for Kral at the far wall. His wrist shot bounces wide. Ends up onto the stick of Liam Smith. Back the other way, 3-on-2 with Fournier and with Badurka. Nice job defending there by Zagara. Now a lead pass up ahead. There's a wrist shot. Big save made. Sinclair was waiting at the blue line. He's able to get a shot off, and Arnaud Parody knocks it down and reels it in with 6:13 to play. Couple really good chances for the T-Rex in the last couple of shifts. Unable to find the back of the net. This one's cleared out to center ice. Chasing after it is Bursarford. Used the net as a bit of a shield, but was cut off by Kobayashi. Now it bounces around back to Kobayashi. His shot from the wall gets soaked up by Sine, and he'll hang on. T-Rex trying to generate a little bit of offense. Have had a guy floating at the neutral zone in the last couple of shifts. That's one of those situations where you want to be careful. It's fine if you've got control of the puck, but your team is basically killing off the penalty 5-on-4 and you're waiting out in the neutral zone. You got to get back in the play. Luska's long shot from the blue line didn't make it through, hit his own man. Still is held in by the Metro Jets for the time being. Brackett able to swipe it down into the corner. Wrapped around to the far side. Zagara had it hop over his stick, but is still able to force it out to center ice. Zagara in the corner. Has some space. We'll throw it up the wall. Mercer Ford will walk in and shoot one. That one's blockered aside. Rebound comes to the Metro Jets, and they'll clear out to the neutral zone. Pass was a little out of the reach of a couple of players. Comes right back to Brackett, and he'll lead the Russian over the line. And Zagara holds on to it. We'll move it up the far wall. Mino will come across for Vasyukov. He stood up by Fournier at the blue line, and a 3-on-1, possibly a 4-on-1. Brackett, the trigger man, cross-ice feed for McLean, was a little out of his reach. Boy, a 4-on-1 and no shot on net. Now pass out in front for Brackett to the forehand. Big save made by Sine. Now cleared all the way down. Breakaway pass right onto the stick of Gardner. He's in, and Parody able to gobble that one up. We're going to have a whistle, a penalty. Brackett is going to head to the box, and we'll have our first penalty, first power play of the day for the T-Rex. And Brackett might get booted from the game, actually. Yeah, he's being sent off the ice. I'm not sure if he's gone from the hockey game or if it's just because it's a 5-minute major and there's under 5 minutes left to play. It is going to be a 5-minute penalty. Oh boy, for butt ending. Behind the play as well, so emotions getting the better of Blake Brackett, who is gone from the hockey game. So a 5-minute power play here for the T-Rex, where they can score as many times as they want and stay on the power play. Really good opportunity to try to pull away here, especially at the end of the period. They'll have about 17 seconds. Or pardon me, they'll have about 43 seconds of power play time on fresh ice. Once this period is over, as this one gets cleared all the way down, Sine decides he'll be careful instead of playing that one off. Faceoff is going to come off to his right. This power play unit for the Chicago T-Rex is going to start out with Gongol, Ilya Moskvin, Sam Harper, X LaFleur, and Logan Krall as their first unit overall. They are 1 for 18 on the year, but as I said, they've got 5 new players, one of them being on the ice right now. Or pardon me, not yet, but I'm sure he will be. A couple of guys will be in that next unit to try to turn things around. Meanwhile, on the PK for the Metro Jets, they're at 75%, which is 59th in the league. So both special teams really struggling here early on in the season. As Krall has it in the offensive zone, goes up to Gongol at the blue line. He'll walk in and shoot one that sails wide of the net. Jets will take this and will wrap it around the wall and all the way out. In the last game that they had against one another, the power play for the T-Rex went 0 for 2. Meanwhile, their PK killed 3 out of 5. This gets sent the length of the ice once more. Gongol back to get it. Having to play that is Sine. Hard on the forecheck, Caleb Curto. Screwing some things up here for the T-Rex. Finally, Gongol is able to move this puck along for X LaFleur. He'll wrap it around, hoping to get Sam Harper on the other side. Pops up into the air and sent the length of the ice. Race for the puck. Sine has to come out and play this one. And he'll send it to the near wall, but give it away to Graham, who sends it right back. So tough start to this power play for the T-Rex. Not really able to get much going here in the first minute and 45. There's Marco Ullman. He stopped up at the blue line and it's sent all the way back down. Gongol's still out there, nearing a 2-minute shift now. As he hits the blue line and will chase after it. It's wrapped around the wall, picked up once more by Landon Graham, and he'll send it out to the neutral zone. Fernando Zagara. He'll try to lead the rush. He'll hit the red line and wrap it around. First one after here on the near side is Sinclair. He's bodied by Lejbikov. Scrum in the corner, pops free and cleared out by the Metro Jets. So very good penalty kill here by the MJDP. As the T-Rex really having some trouble setting up. Got an opportunity now with a possible 3-on-2 as Zagara enters over the line around Lejbikov. From the goal line, able to throw a puck on goal. That one was stopped by Parody. Comes back to Zagara. Down low, Allman around a check out to the blue line. Dwyer's there. Slap pass across for Vasukov. His wrist shot sails wide. Held in Zagara on the far side. Pass out towards the slot. Bounces around in behind the net. Picked up by Sinclair out to the blue line. Held in by Dwyer. Back to Sinclair with 1 minute left to play in the period. Sinclair at the blue line. Curling away from a check. Sending it to the corner. Vasukov had it roll off the end of his twig. Pops free in behind the net for Noah Badurka. He'll find an open area and clear it all the way down. Both teams getting some line changes as there's half a minute left to play in the period. Long pass up ahead gets deflected off of one of the MJDP sticks. And in deep, Schaefer after it in behind. He's well covered there by Moskvin. As the Jets are happy to have that pinned up along the wall. Pops free. Dwyer, D-to-D for Kral. His wrist shot, pad save made. I don't know how Parody saw it, but he was able to make a pad stop, and it gets cleared out by the Jets. Kral takes a crunch here by Smith on the near side. Cleared up the wall, and the period will come to a close. So a scoreless second period somehow, as the Jets fire 20 pucks on net and are unable to beat Austin Sine. Meanwhile, for the T-Rex, they threw 10 pucks on net and were unable to beat Arnaud Parody. So we stay tied 1-1 through 2 periods of play. And there'll be about 37 seconds left, I believe, on the 5-minute power play for the Chicago T-Rex. We will step aside for the second intermission and bring you third period action right after this. You are listening to T-Rex Hockey on Black Bear TV.
leadership. And what leaders do is they take a team to a place that goes beyond talent. Because leaders build this thing called culture. Culture drives behavior, and then behavior produces results. That's the performance pathway. This is the physics of the performance of every team and every organization on the planet. Leaders create culture. Culture drives behavior. Behavior produces results. Average leaders build average culture, which generates average behavior, which produces average results. Nothing influences daily performance, daily execution more powerfully than culture. And nothing influences culture more powerfully than leadership.
We welcome you back to Summit Ice Arena. The power play is over. To disadvantage. And we stay tied at 1. Here's Gardner with a wrist shot that goes up off the glass. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Fournier after it in his own zone. Now chipped up ahead, possible 2-on-1 pass out to Gamelin. He scores! Nice little shimmy shake. Clovis, Gamelin faked out the goaltender, Sine, thinking that he was going to end up going to his backhand. Kept it on his forehand and went up over the blocker. It's 2-1 Metro Jets. So just after they kill off that 5-minute disadvantage, the Jets come right back down and put one home to make it a 2-1 lead, their first lead of the hockey game. Here's a wrist shot from Krall at the blue line, gets stick to the corner. Fournier and Benavides, the assist on that goal. There's a bouncing puck settled down by LeBlanc, who comes in. He'll drop that one off for Smith. His wrist shot and a good save by Sané, fighting that one off. There was a screen in front, and Sané able to get a pad on it. And now the T-Rex going to head to the penalty kill for the first time today. Carl taking a penalty for holding. So the power play for the Metro Jets, 8 out of 48, 16.67%. That's 48th best in the USPHL. Here's Gongol fighting back the other way. Gongol the pass, of course they score! Ilya Moskovin on a 2-on-1 rush, short-handed. The 5th short-handed goal for the T-Rex this season. We're tied at 2. What a play by Jason Gongol to move that puck over to Moskvin. Those two have been clicking all game long, and finally Moskvin able to power one home. Here's a turnover again in the neutral zone. Sent all the way down by the T-Rex. Who'd have thought after a 5-minute power play that the best chance that you would get in special teams in the game to this point is a shorthanded chance. Here's Fournier trying to get the lead back. Oh, good save on the turnaround shot from LeBlanc. Was kicked out of there by Sané and cleared down by Chicago. Sent all the way back into the Metro Jets zone. Blockered out by Parody. Luska away from one check. Kobayashi carries on. T-Rex will intercept in the neutral zone. Harper flips it through the air and into the waiting hands of Daniel Luska. He'll hit Liam Smith on the near side. Smith holding. Will come out to the far blue line. Fournier, D-to-D for Luska. Back up top for Fournier. His wrist shot redirected on its way through, well up and out of play. 40 seconds left to play in the penalty to the T-Rex. 16:22 left to go in the period. Off the face-off. Controlled by the Metro Jets. Walking in here is Badurka. Down low, Gamelin spinning away from a check. Benavides will cycle it back where it came from. Clearing attempt ends up going out to the blue line. Fournier, D-to-D for Luska. He'll walk to the middle and hit Fournier on the far side. Luska back up top. We'll drop it to Badurka here on the near circle. He'll leave it down low for Gamelin, who comes up the wall. Gongol there, couldn't get it past Benavides. Penalties expired, both teams back at full strength. Fournier on the far wall. Sent it towards the net, bounces up into the air. Gamelin spinning away from a check, now at the circles, walking towards the middle of the ice. Cleared away to Luska. His wrist shot deflects up off the glass. Fournier at the far point. Away from one check, got knocked towards the ice and cleared out to center. Gongol racing after it, tried to get that away from Luska, but Luska strong on his stick. Will make the play up ahead for Benavides. Gamelin has Benavides at the net, tried to pass it to him, was at his feet. And Mina will send it out to the neutral zone. Segara behind his own net will throw it up for Gongol. Gongol is able to get it into the Jet zone and get off for a line change. Picked up by Boskovich. He'll use Smith here in the high slot. His wrist shot gets sent wide, bouncing around there in the slot from the wraparound. Cleared out by the T-Rex. And Mina out to center ice. 1-on-5. Will decide to chip and chase there smartly. Stanhope will move it along for Graham, but he was stick checked, backhand feed out in front for Mina, never made it through. Now LaFleur keeps it in at the far point, cleared out by the Jets and all the way down. This will go the length for icing with 14:06 left to go in a tied third period. Face-off will come off to the left of goaltender Arnaud Paradis. Sent up off the glass, held in at the blue line by Zagara. Pops free to Vasyukov, who was unable to keep the blue line. It's going to be an offside call on the T-Rex. New lines for both sides. Coming in to take the draw here is Keegan Gardner for the T-Rex up against McLean. Gardner will win that battle. Sent in deep by the T-Rex. UC gave it away at the blue line. Here's Gardner. Couldn't get a shot on. Now Lejbikov will start out to the neutral zone for the MJDP. Leaving it for Rabone, who will chip and chase. Racing for the hit from Zagara. Is able to spin away from it. Now Rabone takes another push from Zagara. Pass out to Ucienis. His wrist shot blocked on its way through. Paraquive picks it up and will send it out to the neutral zone where Allman chases after it. He'll one-hand it into the Metrojet zone. Cleared out once more. Now Zagara back here with Rabone. Those two were just battling behind the play. Zagara ended up on his back at one point. Here's UCS, his wrist shot blocked on its way through. Zagara dumps him towards the ice, bouncing up into the air, and Sine said, "I've had enough of this." He'll hang on. Shots currently staying at 34-19 in favor of the Metro Jets. Like I said, that second period, pretty wide disparity there. 20-11 in favor of the Jets. This is forced out to the neutral zone. Gongo trying to get a step. He's around Luska. Falls to his knees. Now gets to his forehand. Oh, and he just lifted it wide. Oh, Parody was down early. Gongo tried to get it upstairs as he was falling to the seat of his pants. Draws a penalty. And the T-Rex power play goes back to work. Daniel Luska will head to the box. 12:37 to go in the third. And I'm sure Coach Jake Howie will tell Luska when he comes back to the bench, that's a penalty that I'll take all week. Got to take him out. If it's going to be a breakaway, got to take that man down. Off the draw, it's wrapped around the wall. Call able to keep it in. Looks over his options. Will come up top. Harper back for Krall. Try to go back to Harper, but taken away. Harper, a dangerous play there to keep it alive. On the second try, the Jets cleared out to the neutral zone. That would have been a 2-on-0 for the Metro Jets if Harper was unable to keep that play in the Jets' end. They battle for it along the near wall. Moskvin in behind. Has that go off the back of the net. It's hung up on the net. Finally, it pops free. Moskvin battling there with Liam Smith. Gongol in there trying to pull it free. Finally, he does. Will come up to the far point. Krall keeps the play in. His wrist shot blocked and a breakaway back the other way. All alone is Chris Kobayashi. Has it roll off the end of his stick. Gets a shot on and he scores! Well, the T-Rex get a shorthanded goal, and on the next penalty, the Jets would answer right back with one of their own, and Kobayashi, who's played well all game long, gets his third goal in the last 5 games. So 3-2 now in favor of the Metro Jets. As Allman coming in over the line, just a step too early was Vasyakov. And we'll get an offside. 46 seconds left to go on the power play to the T-Rex. 11:22 in the period. Cleared all the way down off the draw here by the Metro Jets. Back to get it is Alex Dwyer. Bending off of a check. Will send it off the wall. Picked up by Allman. He'll look to the middle. Knocked away and cleared out by the Jets. Zagara using that big frame to enter into the offensive zone, throwing it out to the blue line. Taken here by Dwyer. Doc came through the slot. Clearing attempt taken away. Sinclair here in the slot will leave it for Dwyer on the near corner, or near point, excuse me. Down low, Allman with the penalty about to expire. Given away, puck bouncing around there in the slot, cleared out to the neutral zone. And both teams are back at full strength. Nearing the halfway point of the third period. Jets lead 3-2. Lechbikoff at his own blue line will hit Benavides. He'll snap that one in right into the glove of Sine, who hangs on to it, and we'll get a whistle. Draw to the right-hand side of goaltender Austin Sine. But Durka has it off the face-off. His wrist shot save made the rebound. Oh, Sine save. Rebound, they score! On the third try, I believe that's Clovis Gamelin with his second of the game. Yes, it is. On the third attempt, was able to power that one home. And it is now a 4-2 lead. Clovis Gamelin with goals 6 and 7 on the season here tonight. And a 3-goal third period for the Metro Jets has powered them to a 4-2 lead with 10:04 to go. Off the draw, Mercer Ford will come up the wall with it. Jets will dump it in. Crawl behind his own net. Had it taken away, pass out in front, rolled off the end of the stick of Gamelin. Now it comes out to Badurka, his shot save made. Rebound, another stop required by Sine. He picked that one up late. He did not know where the rebound had gone, was able to find it at the last second. Now there's a one-time shot from Benavides that goes up towards the neck area of Sine, who's not only able to make the save, but gather in the rebound, and the T-Rex need a breath of fresh air. Off the face-off, LaFleur will send it around to his partner, Zagara. Clearing attempt goes off of Luska and out to the neutral zone. Here's Moxfin. He'll drop it to Gongol looking towards the slot. Harper was well covered, however. Gongol takes it away. It's knocked off of his stick. They battle for it along the far wall. Finally ends up popping free to Grady Smith, who will pull up and start moving out to the neutral zone. Luska has Gongol all over him, is still able to get into the offensive zone. Dropped it off. Graham wraps it around. Probs free out to Jarrett LeGros at the bottom of the circle. His shot club down by Sine. .42 shots to 19 in favor of the Metro Jets. There's another one on goal, this time from Grady Smith off the faceoff. Reset. Sinclair on the draw here against Landon Graham. Graham wins this one to the wall. Grady Smith pinned up there. Scrum moves the puck free, and here come the T-Rex. Nice move over the line by Vasukov. Pass across to Allman, and sliding to his left. A nice save made by Arnaud Parody. Mario Allman just a little tight, or Marco Allman, pardon me. Just a little tight there. Couldn't really do much with that pass. Jets win yet another draw. Boscovich behind his own net will come up the wall. Liam Smith, clearing attempt, held in by Xavier LaFleur. He'll send it to an open wing where Allman will control. Pass out to Sinclair in the slot. Caught up in his feet. Now at the blue line, Zagara. He'll let one rip that sails wide. Liam Smith leading the rush for the Metro Jets. And a cut around Dwyer towards the middle, but Dwyer defended him nicely. And it's sent out to the neutral zone and back into Jets territory. Boscovich hit his man Liam Smith at the blue line. Smith fumbled it just a little bit. Turns it over to the T-Rex. D-to-D they go. Zagara will come up the wall with it. Mina able to get it out to the neutral zone. Finally, Boscovich at his own blue line. We'll drop it back to Spencer Stanhope. And Stanhope will hit the red and send it cross ice. Clearing attempt just a little out of the reach of Jorge Piraquive. And now Tegan Gardner in the neutral zone. Stripped of it at the circle. We'll have to double back. Zagara to the near wall. Mina had that hop over his stick. And Ucienis for the Jets will look up ahead. That pass was intended for Rabone, but a good stick there by Zagara. Got in the way. Rabone holding onto it. Takes a body from Zagara in the corner. Comes right back to Rabone. He's got Ucienis at the blue line. There he is. Back to Rabone. Zagara all over him. Takes that puck away and out to the neutral zone. Here comes Gongol. Dropping this one off. Nice backdoor feed for Harper. But nice job getting his stick in the lane there. I believe that's John Lejbikoff getting in the way. Knocked that puck out of play. .6:11 to play in the third period. 4-2 Metro Jets. As they've broken things open here with a 3-goal third period. On the face-off, Harper has it in the corner. Takes a check there from Gamelin, and the numbers were showing. We are going to get a cross-checking call on Clovis Gamelin. He doesn't like it, but it's going to be a call nonetheless. So the third power play of the game for the Chicago T-Rex. They had a 5-minute power play and 2 2-minutes, including this one. have not converted just yet. Now would be a spectacular time for a power play tally. This clearing attempt goes right into Gongol. He keeps the play alive for a brief moment, and then it gets sent out to the neutral zone. Fernando Zagara will send it in deep. First one after it there, Cameron Schaefer. But he's met along the wall. Cleared out by the T-Rex and all the way down. Redirected in by Moskvin, but got a little too much underneath that one as he sends it out of play. And we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone with 1:26 left to go in the power play. Face-off pushed forward by Harper. After it there, Schaefer will send it through the neutral zone and all the way down. Zagara has to get it behind his own net. Whiffed on that wraparound pass. Ends up going right to Kobayashi, who's pinned up along the wall. Finally, Gongol able to get it out of there and start rushing back the other way. Gongol kicks to the stick. He's able to gallop his way through the neutral zone over the blue line. Gongol holding on to it. Will carry it in behind. Look over his options. He's got Harper on the wall. Up at the blue line, Harper one-hands it down to Gongol. He'll cycle it down low, pass out in front. Oh, a one-time attempt there from LaFleur. Went right through his legs and out to center ice. Gongol will control with half a minute left to go on the power play. Gongol over the line will toss this one on goal and chase after it. Goes right into the glove of Parody. And he will hang on with 23 left to go on the power play. 4:25 left to play in the third. Question now is, how aggressive does Coach Danny Randall get with pulling your goaltender? You're down by 2 and struggling a bit to get shots, only 3 in the third period. Off the face-off. Vasyakov trying to get away from a check along the wall. Had it stripped off his stick and sent all the way down. That should kill off the remainder of this penalty. Kral will start back. Chipping around a check. Kral trying to fend off a couple of players. Is able to move it back. Here's a wrist shot save made. The rebound popped free for a brief moment. Ends up coming out to the blue line where Vasyakov's snapper was blocked on its way through and cleared out by the Metro Jets. Icing waved off. Dwyer will go out the far side for Vasyakov. His pass towards the middle for Allman. Didn't connect. And behind the T-Rex net, pops free. Vasyakov pinned up along the wall, comes out to the blue line. Walking the line, there is Fournier. His wrist shot sails wide. Boscovich here on the near side will pick it up. He looks down low. McLean, his wrist shot bounces right to the slot for Smith. He sails it wide. And cleared out to the blue line, not out. Boscovich keeps it in. His snapper kicked away. Bounces out towards the high point. Once again kept in by the Metro Jets. Curto's long-range shot gets soaked up by Sine, and he'll hang on with 2:47 to go on the clock. Would have to imagine that whenever the T-Rex get out of their own end and get control in the offensive zone, we'll see Sine head to the bench for an extra attacker. Jets win this face-off. LeBlanc will go to the corner and send it up the wall. Lejbikoff is there. Back for LeBlanc along the wall. He'll walk to the middle of the ice, take a wrist shot, drugged down by Sine. Saw that one at the last moment and just got his shoulder in the way. Once again, a failed clear here for the T-Rex. Piraquive will get it just outside the blue line. Smith will move this along. Stanhope will send it in. Lafleur was tied up. Puck finds its way to Mina. His clearing attempt intercepted. Stanhope, the wrist shot, never made it through. Came back to Stanhope. Couldn't get a shot on net, though. Out to the blue line. Long wrist shot. Blocked on its way through. Cleared out to the blue line. Held in by Stanhope once more. Bounces out to the far wall. Or the near wall, I should say. LeBlanc, pardon. Couldn't get a shot on net. Wrapped around. And finally, Paraquive will get it out to the neutral zone. Time dwindling down here for the T-Rex. As Smith coming in. Liam Smith, his wrist shot stopped and cleared out to the neutral zone. Dumped right back in by Stanhope. Logan Krall trying to protect away from a check. Start moving out to the neutral zone. He'll move it to the middle. Sam Harper there. Harper getting to the blue line and in. There goes the goaltender to the bench. 6 attackers out there for the T-Rex. Harper out to the blue line. Long range shot from Zagara. Gets gobbled up and held by Sine. He'll hang on to it. And I believe we're going to get a timeout here for the T-Rex. So head coach Danny Randall will take his timeout, and we'll get a scoring recap as it opened with the T-Rex. Jason Gongol on a 2-on-1 rush with Ilya Moskvin. Got a pass that was at his feet and was directed into the net in a legal fashion to make it 1-0. Halfway through the period, the Jets would tie it up as Grady Smith found the puck at his feet at the top of the crease, and the goaltender, Austin Sine, had no idea where it was. Found its way to the back of net to tie it at 1, and that's the way that we stayed not only through 20 but through 40. And here in the third period, things broke wide open. Jets took the lead on a goal from Clovis Gamelin, who juked out Sine. Sine thought he was going to go to the backhand, stayed on the forehand, and went top shelf. The T-Rex would answer back with a shorthanded goal. This time, Ilya Moskvin, the recipient, off of a 2-on-1 feed from J.J. Gongol. That tied things up at 2. Jets would answer with a shorty of their own from Clovis Gamelin. From Kobayashi, and Gamelin would get his second of the game just about a minute and a half after that. Six attackers stay on for the T-Rex as Bedurka is here in the neutral zone, throwing it towards the goal. Off the stick of Moskvin and in behind. Moskvin coming up the wall. That hit Krall to Gamelin, whose wrist shot had the hat trick on his stick, and he sent it wide. Now Gongol trying to settle that one down, ends up being offsides on the T-Rex with 34 left. Harper is able to push this one off the face-off to the wall. Gongol gets a man down, is able to chip around UC Ennis, gets it right back, takes a shot from a bad angle, goes off the side of the goal. They battle for it in behind. Sinclair will wrap it around to Gongol out to the blue line. There's Lafleur. He'll send that one towards the net. The puck was going end over end. Ends up finding its way to the corner. Pinned up there along the wall. Sinclair takes a couple of cross checks, pops free. Gongol in behind. Their wraparound didn't make its way to the front. Finally, it pops its way out towards the side of the net, and the horn goes. The game is over. So the Metro Jets, with a 3-goal third period, power their way to their 7th win of the season. They'll improve to 7-7-1. Meanwhile, the T-Rex will drop to 2-8. Final shots, 48-23. Metro Jets as they put 10 on in the first period, 20 on in the second, and 18 in the third. Meanwhile, the T-Rex had 6 in the first, 11 in the second, and 6 again here in the third. These two teams will meet up again tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 here at the Summit Ice Arena. So make sure to tune in if you can't be here, right, on Black Bear TV. But for now, Andy Petzinger signing off on this 4-2 victory for the Metro Jets development program. We hope to see you tomorrow night. So long, good night.